This family was really poor. There was only a pot of stewed tofu on the table. But the father was overjoyed. Even when their neighbors brought them a plate of food, they were so moved that they hugged each other and cried. The neighbors stood at the door, not knowing what to do. But just a few minutes earlier, because the eldest son had wasted money on lottery tickets, the mother had given him a hard slap on the head. The mother complained that the family was already so poor they couldn't afford to eat. Yet he was still wasting money. She couldn't help but slap him a few more times on the face. At that moment, the second son said the lottery results were being announced on TV. The mother finally stopped. When the first set of numbers was revealed, no one in the family paid attention, but their eyes kept glancing at the lottery ticket. When the second set of numbers came out, the mother's hands began to tremble uncontrollably. The entire family turned their attention to the television. When the third set of numbers were revealed, they were surprised to find that the lottery ticket had won the first prize. The family excitedly embraced each other. 3 years have passed since they won the lottery. They now live in a large house. Their family has become the wealthiest in the neighborhood. Everyone in the family is now willing to spend money. Only the father remains as frugal as ever. He can wear a coat for 10 years, and when buying oranges, he only buys 5. Each man gets 1. And mom eats 2. Dad says he's used to living frugally, and that money should be spent wisely. But mom worries this will affect the son's habits. If they're as stingy as dad, they won't be able to marry. The next day, mom gave him a large sum of money to buy a decent outfit. If he couldn't do it, she'd divorce him. To make his wife happy, dad soon completed the task. This time, he splurged and bought a designer coat. Since it was from an old friend's shop, he even got a discount. Seeing her husband looking so sharp, mom thought this was finally appropriate. Dad wanted to show off the quality of the coat, but accidentally pulled the zipper off. Mom saw this and was instantly furious. She asked dad for the friend's name so she could go settle the score with him, but dad seemed to be hiding something. He immediately changed his story and said it was a new friend he had just met. Mom couldn't help but keep asking for the friend's name, but dad completely shut his mouth, and his expression grew increasingly gloomy. That night, mom kept pestering dad to return the clothes, but dad remained unmoved. Mom couldn't help but complain that dad had chosen his friends poorly. Those people were only after money. When they were poor, not a single one of them showed up. Now that they knew the family was wealthy, they all came out of the woodwork. However, when they were at their poorest, there was one true friend. When the eldest son was sick and hospitalized as a child, that friend came to visit and secretly slipped 50,000 yuan to mom before leaving. Mom sighed and told dad to make friends like that in the future. But dad said that the person who sold him the clothes was that friend. After hearing that, mom also shut her mouth completely. Money is important. Of course, with it, the family can live in a big house. At least they won't be happy for half a day just because they ate tofu. The father knew he had been deceived by his friend but refused to ask for the money back because that person had helped them in their time of greatest need. In his heart, friendship was more important than money. Even if the friend had become someone unworthy of the name because of the money, he remained the most grateful person in his life. If some people have already seen each other for the last time, let time freeze at the most beautiful moment.